Friends, welcome to this lecture series on technology, society, and politics. Today's lecture is titled Automata. Automata. Matter turns intelligent. Automata. Matter turns intelligent. So, friends, it was on 11th February 1737 in France. 11th February 1737, France. That day, the famous French mechanical genius Jacques de Vaucanson created a statue, and this statue could create music from a flute. It could create music from a flute. And the French people wondered, and they thought that it was a wonder machine because this machine can play music just like humans play music. So to further legitimize his invention, Jacques de Vaucanson presented the statue to the then famous French Academy of Science. And in the French Academy of Science, Vaucanson offered a dissertation, and it was titled Mechanism of the Automation Flute Player. Mechanism of the Automation Flute Player. And such machines were said to be automata. Automata is relatively self-operating machines. That means automata are machines which do not require human intervention. And the automation was popular in Europe in the 18th century precisely because automation appeared to replicate human intelligence. For example, the Vaucanson invention. This machine can play music just like a human play music. And Vaucanson's magnificent creation were admired by the audiences all over the Europe. Kings praised him, scientists praised him, and even Voltaire, French philosopher Voltaire, labeled him as a new Prometheus. Friends, now the automata of the 18th century has reached a new stage. It is the birth of self-moving machines. The birth of self-moving machines. Such machines are able to operate on its own brain. At present, we call such machines as having artificial intelligence as well as machine learning capability. So we should understand what are machine learning capability and what is artificial intelligence in order to understand automata. Friends, artificial intelligence is a broad field giving computers the ability to do intelligent things. But there is no promise in AI that computers will do things the way humans do things. There is no promise. AI simply addresses very narrow domains or very narrow activities. Just like play chess or take orders or book a ticket. Such activities. Machine learning, a little bit a subfield of artificial intelligence, but it is little bit advanced. Machine learning is related to enabling matter, I mean machines to do smart things by learning from data, just like humans do. We learn things and act accordingly. And machine learning is just that machines learn things and act accordingly. That's called machine learning. And machine learning is a turning point in the creation of matter turning intelligent or automata. Friends, we know that human intelligence is distinct, or human brain is distinct. What makes us very distinct? Because we have a brain and which got a capability to learn things and act accordingly. That makes us so much different from other animal species. That human brain is capable of learning, thereby we can act accordingly. That makes us unique from other animals and also from matter. Matter as of now doesn't, possess this property, this human property. Machine learning at present addresses this learning capability in a very limited scale. So we have digital automata, for example, which can outperform human task like recognizing an image, identifying an image or a photo, or digital automata at present is able to transcribe human speech into text. If you speak, that speech will be transcribed into a written language by digital automata, or playing games like Go, AlphaGo. But friends, to understand how matter turns intelligence, we have to understand the evolution of intelligence historically, so that we will be able to understand where we are moving towards. Friends, evolution took a billion year drama. It took a billion-year drama, according to Einstein. But Big Bang took almost 13.8 billion years. Big Bang. We believe that universe was created out of a Big Bang some 13.8 billion years ago. And dumb and lifeless matter has turned intelligent over these years. So friends, we can broadly define intelligence is the ability to accomplish complex goals. Of course, friends, the grandest creation of nature was human intelligence. The greatest invention of nature is creation of human intelligence. That makes us unique, of course. That makes us unique. That makes us very different from other creations in the nature. But we have to presume that human brain follows the laws of physics, just like any other entities in the nature follows laws of physics. Human brain too follow the laws of physics. So in that sense, friends, we can say human brain is a complex machine. Then we have to ask a question, a specific question. What is the inherent difference between a human thinking and a machine thinking? Or we can put this question in another way, in another difficult way. Suppose if your computers become so complex one day, do we need to consider them having consciousness, just like we are having consciousness? One day, whether your computers, they are all matter, are they going to have consciousness? Friends, this is a very difficult question to answer. And some philosophers and some social scientists would tell you that it's a meaningless question. You need not to raise these types of questions because it is meaningless. This is not the purpose for which we live in this world. But friends, some other philosophers and social scientists will argue that it is the only meaningful question that people should ask. Your academics should ask. Your higher studies should ask. But friends, this question, what is consciousness? Is consciousness a specific behavior of human beings? Or is there consciousness in other non-human entities? Friends, this question was a question since the time of Plato, ancient Greek philosopher. Since the time of Plato, people used to ask these questions. But friends, the emergence of machines that is able to possess decision and emotion, friends, our issues will become more complicated. The moment the matter you have possess the ability to take decisions and the ability to exhibit emotion, friends, our issues will become so complicated. If you want to say something is intelligent, friends, it should necessarily have three very important properties. What are them? First one, that property, the first property is that that particular entity should be able to remember. That's one part of intelligence. The second part of intelligence is ability to process computation. Computation ability. It's an important core constituent of brain or intelligence. And third, the ability to learn. Friends, your ability to learn, compute, and remember constitute human intelligence. Not human intelligence, simply intelligence. And humans have intelligence, and other entities also have intelligence. And what is intelligence? It is ability to remember, compute, and learn. So friends, at present, we have two types of intelligence. They are narrow intelligence and broad intelligence. What is narrow intelligence? For example, you might remember many times I have told you in this online lecture series that IBM's Deep Blue is a chess computer which has defeated the famous chess player Garry Kasparov in 1997. And we know that Deep Blue is a computer, but it's an intelligent machine. But this intelligent machine is not like humans. Why? Because its intelligence is very narrow. It can only play chess. At playing chess, it is best. That means, this intelligent software, this intelligent matter, or this intelligent computer couldn't even beat a 4-year child at tic-tac-toe. That means that computer is not useful for any other purposes other than playing chess. Or DQN, AI system of Google DeepMind, it's another very powerful intelligent machine. It can accomplish slightly broader range of goals. It can play vintage Atari computer games at a human level, even better than humans. So it can play so many games, better than humans play games. Google DeepMind. But friends, these are all narrow intelligence. But in contrast, friends, what is human intelligence? Human intelligence is uniquely very broad and advanced. Our intelligence is able to master a dazzling panoply of skills We are able to master at a dazzling panoply of skills. So many skills. A healthy child, friends, if a healthy child, if trained properly and enough, can get fairly good not only at any game, that child can learn any language in the world. If you properly train a healthy child, 5 year, 6 year, 7 year, you know, you will be able to learn any language in the world, the French, the Italian, Hindi, or Arabic, Sanskrit, any language in the world at that tender age. So that means, you got intelligence at a higher level. So the comparing intelligence of humans and machines or matter, comparing the intelligence of humans and matter today, friends, we humans win in terms of breadth. In terms of breadth, humans win. But friends, matter today outperform humans in terms of narrow domains. But the point is that narrow domains, the area at which intelligent machines can defeat humans, are increasing. The domains are increasing. Today, AlphaGo can defeat a human being in games, or Deep Blue can defeat a chess player. That means, friends, the holy grail of intelligence research is general intelligence. General intelligence or general artificial intelligence, AGI. Humans have AGI, artificial general intelligence. So it's maximum and it is very broad. Humans have this capability. Matter doesn't possess this capability. So AGI is virtually able to accomplish any goal in the world, including learning. So friends, AGI was popularized by artificial intelligence researchers Shane Legg, Mark Gubrat, and Ben Godsell. You can Google them on internet and find more details. They were saying that AGI is a human level intelligence, the ability of humans to attain any goal at any level. And friends, keep in mind, intelligence research these days are taking place in a completely value neutral way. In a completely value neutral way. That means intelligence of an entity, no matter whether it is humans or non-humans. Intelligence of an entity is the ability to accomplish any task, any complex task, regardless of whether that task or goal is good thing or a bad thing. That means, friends, intelligent entity, no matter what, humans or not, an intelligent entity may be very, very good at helping people or very good at hurting people. So, friends, you have to make sense of intelligence in a distinct way. That is, intelligence is memory, computation, and learning. So, what is memory? Friends, we are Homo sapiens. We use different devices for storing information, right? We have things from books and hard drives, now pen drives, earlier floppy disk, CD drives. We use so many things from books to hard drives to store pieces of information. What fundamental property does all they have in common, which makes them useful as memory devices? That is, devices for storing information. What is the fundamental property to all these things? Friends, the point is that they all can be long lived. They can be long lived enough to give us back the information when until it is needed. So the memory in your brain works very differently from a computer memory. The memory ability of a human is different not only in terms of how it is built, but also in terms of how we use our brain for memorizing things. We retrieve memories from a storing device, say a computer. We retrieve memories from a storing device like computer or hard drive by specifying where it is stored. So you may store your information on your computer into so many folders and give names to that. That way you store information. And each group of bits in your computer's memory has a numerical address. So you give a specific numerical address to each memory bits to retrieve that particular piece of information. Friends, you give that particular bits, that particular name, or that particular address logo, to retrieve that particular information. It is just like I am telling you, go to my bookshelf, take the fifth book from the right on the top shelf, and tell me what it is saying on page number 300. It's just like that a computer works. But in friends, in contrast, human brain works differently in terms of memory ability. Humans retrieve information from our brain similarly how you retrieve information from search engines. Our brain memorize things, and we can retrieve that memory, that pieces of stored information, just like we search on Google. You specify a piece of information or something related to it, it pops up all of a sudden. If you tell to be or not to be or not, and you Google with to be or not, and probably Google will generate to be or not to be. That is the question. So friends, that is memory. That is the power of memory, which constitute one of the important aspects of human, intelligence. Not only human intelligence, general intelligence. And what is computation? Computation, friends, it's a physical object. We know that physical object can remember things, but how it can compute? Computation is transformation of one memory state into another memory state. In other words, computation takes information and transforms it, implementing what mathematicians call a function. So it may be any type of, there may be any type of calculations that includes, both arithmetical and non-arithmetical stages. And mechanical or electronic devices that perform computations are known as computers. But computers are not the only entity in the world that performs computation. If you can implement, highly complex functions, then you can build intelligent machines. If the matter you have are able to perform very complicated, highly advanced, calculation functions, friends, it's a very intelligent machine. So, friends, as of now, the matter got these two very important abilities. What are them? Storing ability and computational ability. But it lacks a very third important ability, which as of now only humans possess. What is it? Learning ability. Friends, the ability to learn is arguably the most fascinating aspect of general intelligence. And it is the only ability that makes humans distinct creatures. We have already seen, friends, that a dumb clump of matter in the world can remember things and compute things, but how can it learn things? It's a very important question, friends. As of now, the world is researching into that area. Once we finish that research, friends, you will see matter turning intelligent. And already we have advanced so far. As of now, we have machine learning and we have deep learning. So, to understand how learning works, friends, for matter to learn or to matter to learn, it must rearrange itself to get better at computing. That means matter simply needs to obey the laws of physics. Neural networks. Friends, neural networks have transformed both biological intelligence as well as artificial intelligence. Friends, in artificial intelligence there is neural networks, and in biological intelligence, which we have, in biological intelligence there is neural networks. A neural network is simply a group of interconnected neurons that are able to influence each other's behavior. One neuron is able to influence the behavior of other neurons. So it's an interconnected group of neurons. Your brain contains, or human biological brain contains, as many neurons as there are stars in the galaxy. There's so many indefinable number of neurons in our brain. And each of these neurons is connected to about thousands of other neurons via a junction called synapses. And friends, that synapses stores information. 100 trillions of synapses connection exist in our 100 trillions of synapses connection exist in our brain. Friends, where we store information. Friends, AI research or artificial intelligence research has shown that neural networks can still attain human level performance. We can improve that neural networks in machines so that it can attain human level intelligence. So friends, IBM's Deep Blue overpowered a chess champion Gary Kasparov in 1997. Its major advantage was that this machine is able to memorize and compute, but was not able to learn. Okay. Or IBM's Watson computer dethroned a human world champion in quiz show called Jeopardy. In a famous quiz show called Jeopardy, IBM's Watson computer defeated a world champion. But friends, that was all thing of the past. Today, most of the technologies that we are having is presently undergoing AI breakthroughs, artificial intelligence breakthroughs through what may be called machine learning. That friends, when machines attain the ability to learn on its own, that will be a turning point in the history of human civilization. That matter gains ability to learn at a human level. Friends, deep learning as of now has transformed many aspects of uh, computer visions. That is, I told you, from handwriting transcription to real time analysis, self-driving cars. So deep learning is bringing a revolution in the learning abilities of matter. Friends, what are going to be the impact then? What are going to be the impacts? Friends, the point is that learning from mistakes was our best tried and true approach to making technology. Learning from mistakes. That was our best tried and true approach to making technology work for our society. We invented fire, repeatedly messed up, and then invented fire extinguisher, fire exit, fire alarm, fire department even. Why? Because we have learned that fire is dangerous. We invented fire, but later we have invented things to control fire like fire extinguisher, fire exit, fire alarm, fire departments. But it happened through a process called learning from mistake. We invented the automobile, and our automobiles repeatedly crashed. And what we have done? Then we have invented seat belts, airbags, and self-driving cars to prevent cars from crashing. Friends, up to now, until now, our technologies have typically caused our technologies have typically caused sufficiently few limited accidents like Chernobyl, for example, or 3 Miles Island incident, or recently Fukushima. But friends, you know, as we inexorably develop ever more powerful technology, friends, this tried and true approach that learning from mistakes cannot work. Why? Because our technology become more powerful like a totalitarian system, we should rely less on the trial and error approach. We have to rely less on trial and error approach. Why? Because once that machine collapses, the whole world will be destroyed. The effect of 3 Miles Island or the effect of Chernobyl, the effect of Fukushima was limited. That was confined only to a limited area. Friends, once these energy resources are automated, when the matter turns intelligent, friends, the error that comes out of these kinds of entities and its consequences will be so profound that will one day destroy the world. So we have to invest more on safety then. So friends, as of now we are using AI technology or intelligent machines in so many areas. For example, we are using intelligent machines for space explorations, for moon mission, for Mars mission, for going to Saturn or moons, other satellites of other planets. So we are using AI for understanding solar systems and galaxies, even space and outer space. And we are also using AI for finance sector. I have told you many times about what is going to happen. What is going to happen when financial sector is automated? That one day, there won't need any kind of human intervention. And already, in the manufacturing world, so many things are already automated. that there is no need for human intervention. So it is used in industrial robots. 90 percentage of Ford companies car manufacturing process is automated. 90 percentage, and only 10 percentage there is human intervention. So AI is used in manufacturing, and AI, friends, AI is used in transportation. Already, we know that car accidents all over the world, millions of people are died out of car accidents. Aircraft accident, train accident, boat accident together kill millions of people, and we can avoid this, and save life if you automate transport, because all these accidents are because of human judgment, sorry, error of judgment. So once these functions are automated, that will be a revolution. Or we can use AI for energy preservation. So we can use smart grid. It's called smart grid, power grid. Then, friends, once you automate, your power grid, there won't be the kind of, 3 Mile Island or Fukushima or, other kinds of heavy accidents. Or we can use these intelligent machines for, healthcare. For example, some studies argue that a Stanford study in 2016 showed that artificial intelligence could diagnose lung cancer using microscope images even far better than human pathologist. It was a 2016 study. A Dutch study in 2015 showed that computer diagnosis of prostate cancer using MRI technology was as good as that of a human radiologist. So AI is revolutionizing, our medical science or healthcare. Robots are at present used for surgery. They can perform better than a human surgeon, and we use AI for communication. We use AI for communication. We have robot judges. Once this administration of justice is computed, and once it is able to use automation, so many errors and anomalies in administration of justice will be resolved. So robot judges are AI that tirelessly apply high level standards of judgment without being biased. As of now, our judgment or justice system is biased by skin color or gender or sexual orientation or religion, nationality, and other factors. But friends, when machines take over charge, machines will not be bothered about skin color, gender, or other kinds of loyalties. So we will have a better justice delivery system if you have robot judges. We are using AI for weapons and wars, but friends, now we are also using this AI for cyber war. Once your society is completely automated, there will be a central command which can control everything. In such a world, friends, man will never fight with man. Machines will fight with machines. A cyber war, a digital war will come. This is already happening, friends. This is already our situation, not the future. But friends, the point is that a society is moving like this with the intelligent machines. But the point is that what are the real impacts of these kinds of technologies matter attaining intelligence? We need to bother about the potential impacts of intelligence research. Friends, several areas such as economy, business, governments, society are affected. At present, all of us assume that okay, it is good. We are all enticed by, excited by these intelligent machines. It is generally believed, friends, ordering a car in a busy street or finding a flight at lower price or buying a product or making a payment or listening to music, watching film, these are all these can be done remotely. It is easy for us. You will open and close your home door from remote places, switch on, switch off light and AC, everything. These are all giving us comfort. But friends, is that the truth? Does it empower humans? These intelligent machines, does it empower us? Let us make an alternative way of thinking. Friends, keep in mind, these kinds of technological advances are exacerbating inequality. Friends, inequality is increasing in the world because of these advanced intelligent technologies. So rising inequality, we are not able to quantify it because we are not able to measure it. We are not able to trace it. A good example of how to understand this inequality comes from a recently published study from University of California, Los Angeles. The study explored how technology, intelligent technologies, has affected inequality in wage. The study revealed that intelligent technologies coincided with an increase in wages across the labor market. Of course, there was an increase in labor, labor market in wages across the world, but there is inequality also. Friends, an average employee saw wage rise by just 2.3%. But in managerial position, wage increase was 9%. But friends, in boardrooms where decisions are taken, the wage increase is 19%. Look at the way in which technology is increasing wage inequality. Friends, the gap between rich and the poor is increasing and the largest in the world in USA. The richest 1% in USA possess 34% of the accumulated wealth. Friends, more strikingly, the impact of these intelligent machines, automation, will be spotted in the labor market. Friends, all of you are going to end up without job in the days to come because there will be no job at all. Friends, labor as a percentage of GDP has been decreasing year by year. We are not able to understand that. Just like the textile workers feared the introduction of machinery and the Luddite movement started, new technology similarly would displace most of our jobs. Our labor scene is perishing, friends. Most developed countries are facing, but not only developed countries like India and China are facing the same problem. Friends, a recent study by McKinsey Global Institute, I have referred that report for this lecture. McKinsey Global Institute has found 800 million global workers, 800 million global workers will lose their jobs by 2030. 800 million jobs will be lost in 2013. Imagine the scenario. Now it is 2021. 9 years ahead, friends, there will be your jobs also. The jobs that was meant for you. Just because of robotic automation. The study was conducted in 46 countries and in 800 types of jobs. Friends, this type of job losses will create a disillusionment in society. That is the problem. When automation increases, when intelligent machines takes over your job, there will be a growing disillusionment among people. Friends, a study by Aspen Institute Future of Work Initiatives. Aspen Institute Future of Work Initiatives. They have conducted a study on the impact of automation. Friends, it was saying that there is a growing discontentment among people in society because parents these days are thinking their during their lifetime that your parents generation during their lifetime will see that their children, that is you, not your children, your parents will see that their children, that is you, will not have a better life that your parents had. Your father and your mother will see that their children are not going to have a better life that they had. So, because why? Because job loss is increasing because of automation and use of intelligent machines. Some economists predicted a centennial slump. Centennial slump means a downturn which will last this century, 21st century. During this 21st century, some economists predict there will be a downturn in job creation. Friends, but this, even in 1931, the famous economist John Maynard Keynes himself warned that, widespread technological unemployment will be our future. You see, the point we have to ask is that will humans eventually become unemployable? Will humans eventually become unemployable? Friends, not only in future, this is our present. We are increasingly becoming unemployable. Today, you see, global population stands at 7.7 billion. And it is expected to grow around 8.5 billion. And in 2039, global population will be 9.7 billion. And 2015, friends, it is 10.9 billion. This will lead to an increased aggregate demand. But friends, there is a demographic trend. What is it? Aging. Population will increase, but there will be the problem of aging. Birth rates are falling below the replacement level in many regions of the world. Aging is becoming an economic challenge. It's becoming an economic challenge, friends. Unless the retirement ages are drastically increased, but you won't agree. Vijay sir should retire at 55. Otherwise, we won't be able to become college professors and university professors. You will argue, right? But no, not that, friends. I'm not telling that case. Unless the retirement ages are drastically increased, the problem is that older members of the society cannot contribute to the workforce. Aging, therefore, result in the working age population. The percentage of dependent elders increase. If you are not increasing the retirement age, the percentage of dependent elders in the economy will increase. As the population ages, there are fewer younger adult friends. when the population ages, there will be fewer working age population. Then what happens? You manufacture so many computers, so many mobiles, and so many other finished products. Who will buy it? Nobody there will be to buy it, because you are not going to increase the retirement age, and the working age population is less, but retired population is large, but they are not able to purchase things. They are not able to purchase homes, furniture, cars, computers, home appliances. Because friends, aging population, that is your parents and your grandparents nowadays, tend to preserve the assets they need to retire comfortably rather than set up new business. Your parents are not thinking about starting new business. Why? Because it is risky. So friends, the progress in science and technology, particularly intelligent machines, which has given us the ability to live longer, healthier, and more active life. We live in societies where more than a quarter of the children born today in advanced economies is expected to live more than 100 years on average. Maybe your children may live more than 100 years. Friends, then we will have a very big demographic problem, an aging population, but not contributing to economy, because we have already automated our economy. Friends, that's why, friends, in 19th century itself, or 18th century itself, when Wilkinson created that machine, church has banned, saying that his machine is profane because it robs man of his essence. He was forced to close one of his workshop because religious institutions in France condemned his invention, his machine, that automata, as profane. And friends, that warning of the church was clear, because automata will create so many problems, and in the days to come humans will become unemployable. That's all about this lecture, friends. Automata. I'm winding up this lecture, and the floor is open for discussion now.
Sir,